Here we are, Stack with Nat Show, right at you. We ain't even in Daly's Pub. We're outside Daly's Pub having a cigar. Stack just finished up his mini. Enjoying some of this good weather out here, Stack. How you doing?
Awesome.
Before we get into NEFL stuff, Stack, we got a special request from our boy Franny Frank Jacobs. Want us to discuss his Mid-Ohio League. They had their Super Bowl today.
They had a get together all weekend and they finished up and
got right into playoffs, battle for seedings, and the Super Bowl ended up being Mike Jones, aka Mighty Mouse, versus Jeff Priest. And Stack, you was getting updates. How did that game go?
I didn't get the last update, but the last I heard, Mike Jones was all over Jeff Priest, 28-0 in the third quarter. So I imagine, I'd say it'd be safe to say Mike Jones won that Mid-Ohio championship.
And I'm not sure if they are the Mid-Ohio, if they calling that the Mid-Ohio. I'm not sure, because he just won a championship in Ohio. I remember he sent me the video.
Could be like a variant of it.
Yeah, another league they got together. But I want to give Mike Jones a shout out, because he's doing he's got a TOC event, I think, coming out to Ohio pretty soon.
A special thing?
Yeah, well, a TOC event. So Mike's doing big things. Ohio is always a power player in the game of electric football with their creativity. You know, Bruce Watts is from Ohio. Roller with his boards is from Ohio. So they have a lot of...
doing some beautiful things.
Right.
But if Mike and Jeff Priest made it, that means that Frank and John didn't make it. So we have to get some updates.
Yeah.
And we'll come back when we do our pre-show for the AFC and the NFC championship, which we'll get to in a minute. And we'll talk a little bit, and we'll rehash the entire last playoff structure of that Mid-Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff Priest for making it. Shout out to Mike Jones. As right now we're broadcasting, we think that Mike Jones actually won that title. Now, on to the big one.
Wow.
The biggest, baddest electric football league in the country, Philly NEFL. 32 teams in the NEFL. Another 10 over in our other league, the NEFL.
And Jamani won that.
Last week, Darren Jamani defeated Kareem Campbell, Grand Master, in the conference championship. They were in the Buzzball Showstopper Face Mask Conference. And in the other conference final, we had Jack Thomas in the Buzzball Speed Diamond Division Conference. Lost to young Nafis Robinson, current son. So that set up a Super Bowl game of Nafis versus Darren Jamani and Stack. It was a barn burner. Those guys put on
Nafis played a good game.
He played a great game. I mean, I told him, I said, man, I don't think you're going to score on him. And he just looked at me. You know, that kid got some swagger to him. And he put on a good show.
That's Kern Robinson's son.
That's Kern's son,
yeah.
Nafis. So they put on a good show. I know Jamani, if he's watching, you know, he wanted to play in the NEFL, but we didn't have a spot open. So he got to play with Who Dey Nation, and he brought the title. You know, he won another title. So that was kudos to Darren Jamani. Congratulations on his victory. That was last week. That was, what was that, Memorial Day weekend, right? Right. So we had that. This weekend.
Well, it really started Friday night. We had to finish up.
Well, that wasn't a playoff. Friday night, Brian Healy, our good friend Brian Healy, was putting up Damon and Jim Davis. You know, they came back into Philly from Detroit
on Thursday.
On Thursday night to finish up. Jim had to play one more game to decide the NFC East champion. And he played Al Harvey, Dallas versus the Eagles. And Al pulled it out. A 1-point victory. Won the NFC East and was the number 1 seed. Jim Davis falls to number 5, which set up the playoff, finished the playoff picture.
So let's take it from there. We're about 5-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he get the number 1 seed, but home field advantage throughout.
The NFC playoffs,
exactly.
Right. So the first games, the wild card games on Saturday was the number 3 Saints. This is let's go with the AFC first. AFC, number 3, Kenny King, the Chargers, versus the number 6 Broncos, the Red Brevard. These guys played twice during the regular season. Kenny had swept the series, and he just kept it rolling. 28-21 over Darrell. Darrell came in from Maryland, for the day. And he looked at me, he said, National, that kid owned me. I said, the papers are drawing up, dude. Drawing up. He owns you.
3 times?
Three times in one season. So
bad omen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Kenny moved on. And the other wild card in the AFC, we had our good buddy Damon Lucas, show producer of the Nat Show. He was number 5. No, 5. Damon was number 5, traveling to number 4, the AFC North Division winner, Norris McCraw and his Bengals. I would say Damon was a slight favorite, with his explosive offense.
Sure.
But, man, the wily vet, Norris McCraw and his Bengals, he put a shutdown on him.
Jumped on him early, 9-0.
Mm-hmm. And that's coasted the rest of the way.
Second half, Damon gets the ball back. And I think he got all the way down there and then fumbled, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, that was the final score, 9-0.
9-0. That's right. So then they keep going with the AFC. Now you're in the divisional round. That means Kenny advanced and would play the number 2 seed, Kern Robinson, his Buffalo Bills. Norris would travel to Indianapolis and play the 2-time defending champ, Ben Creasy Daniels, and the Colts. And folks, both of those games,
wake-up calls for
both teams.
Both teams.
They were not barn burners.
Buffalo took it on the chin.
On the chin hard.
35-12.
The funny thing about, 30, was it 35 or 20?
35.
I thought it was 28-12.
No, I was there, 35-12.
Wow. Kern kind of asked for Kenny. He was hoping out of all the people he had a chance to play, he said he wanted Kenny. And sometimes
work out well.
You got to be careful.
But Kern had a great season. We got to give him credit.
Oh, we go.
Great season.
Stack. We're going to give him the stack with that fist bump for his season. Kern, you did Coach of the Year.
Stayed in the Lollipop Guild for about 6 weeks.
He stayed in it right to the end. And good season, but he took it hard. And the other game, we run out of adjectives and superlatives to describe what Creasy is doing here in this league.
Putting a clinic on.
Dominating.
Taking names.
Dominating.
He beat Norris 28-16.
28-14 or 28-16, something like that. 28-16.
It was 8-8 at halftime.
Right. And he turned it on. That guy makes some great halftime adjustments. He turned it on. And actually...
Double shot of Henny doesn't hurt.
No.
At halftime.
Absolutely.
Calms your nerves.
Norris tapped. Norris was he tapped. Norris
about
was
a minute and 50, I think.
Right.
Minute.
He had got stopped, and Creasy was,
had the ball.
Had the ball.
So that set the stage up.
So now, for the AFC, we went right through the AFC. We have the Chargers, coached by Kenny King, number 3 seed, versus Creasy, the number 1 seed. Undeniable. Undisputed. And Ed, looking at that game.
And I'm not a stutterer, but that's back to back to back, possibly.
It's back to back AFC Championship games for him. So that's 3. Now, if he wins, that's back to back Super Bowl appearances.
You got a stuttering problem?
Right, you got back. It's like Chris Berman. Back. That's what Creasy's doing.
Wow, come up on 9.
We can keep going. We'll keep going. We're going to take it right in the NFC stack. We got time here.
Okay.
Like I say, this is the Stack with Nat show. We sitting up in Stack's Ride, smoking some good cigars.
Crazy games.
So that takes us to the AFC Championship. I'm going to have to say Kenny is a heavy underdog in that game.
Against
Creasy.
Creasy, yeah. He asked for advice. I said, one of two things. Pray or shoot him. That's the only way you're going to slow him down.
Yeah, I told him, you better put that magic marker down. He'll come up with a superhero, because he does his comic books and stuff. So you better draw up a superhero for your team or something to beat that man. Well, Stack, that's the AFC. So we went right through the AFC, got to the AFC Championship. That game will be played. Both championships will be played Saturday. Okay, folks, we're gonna go to the NFC. Like we said earlier in the show, Al was number 1 seed with a bye. Number 2 seed was Jamie Harris in Seattle. 2 seed, he has a bye.
So the playoff atmosphere started Friday with that final game.
Well, it wasn't a playoff, but it was a playoff atmosphere,
But it set up the number 1 seed.
And Saturday
morning,
yes,
bright and early,
people was rolling in. It was intense, guys. It was intense. I want to give a shout out to our league. Everybody stepped in, helped ref.
Exactly.
And
today we had a good turnout.
We did, and I want to say, usually I get called over a dozen times, 24 times in games. Guys asking this, call me for my games, which are playoff games. This year, it didn't happen. So I want to give kudos to all our league mates and guys that jumped in there and refed and helped out. It was great.
It was set up ahead of time, and it was done very well.
Yeah. We sent the email out, and everybody stepped up.
So what happened in the NFC?
So let's say, Stat, we got the number 3 seed was Ephraim Daniels and the Saints, son of Creasy, versus the number 6 seed.
It's like a religious story.
Uh-huh.
Ephraim, son of Creasy.
Son of Creasy. Biblical times, you know what I mean?
Right.
He was playing my Niners, who was the number 6 seed. Tell you how tough this league is. You go like 13-3, you a number 6 seed in the playoffs.
What?
That's how tough it is.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? A number 6 seed. So,
which is a tough battle, because if you win, you play the number 1 seed.
Right.
Who was out?
So, if Darrell said Kenny got papers, Kenny got ownership on him, I don't know what Ephraim got on me.
Mojo.
He's my daddy.
He has like a Romulant, like some kind of like necklace.
It was
that he swings back and forth.
He had been 4-0 again. I never beat this kid. 4-0 going into this game.
Tough game though.
It was. We went.
You
back
were
and
up,
forth.
weren't you?
Yeah, we were going back and forth. We were on the seesaw. I was scoring B up. He was scoring B up. He scored with about 30 seconds left in the game, 28 seconds, and I couldn't get in position to score a touchdown. Lost by 7, 36-29. Kid played a great game.
Close game.
Didn't get help. So he advanced. Number 3 seed advanced. The other wild card game yesterday was the number 4 seed, Andrew Stewart, and his Green Bay Packers against the number 5 seed. Everyone knows him.
The Hulk.
The Hulk.
What
Jim
an epic
Davis.
game. Went back and forth.
That was a great. No, well, it didn't go back. Andrew was killing him in the beginning. Now, I was playing my game close by, and all I heard was,
the Andrew roar.
The Andrew roar. At halftime, he was up 24-7.
24-7. And then
Jim was befuddled. But Jim was like, complaining. The board was running a little slow. He said, man, we got to get some speed. Let's get some speed.
Jim scored, went for 2, did an onside kick, I think.
Well, anyway, to make a long story short, Jim comes all the way back and takes the lead in this game, folks.
Right.
He comes back, takes the lead. I don't know if he took
29,
24 or 27.
27.
Something like that. And Andrew stops him, I think, forces a punt or whatever. And now Andrew had...
Backing out?
No, we're not leaving. We got bad driver in the parking lot.
Tell me
while we doing the show. How they interrupting us? Don't they know we stack with that?
People talking here?
Stack with that. We doing the show.
No respect.
No respect. Wait till we go viral. Back to the playoffs, folks. Packers versus the Eagles. Jim takes the lead, but Andrew matriculates the ball down the field. Burning clock. What he does, he lets the clock run down to 1 second. Calls timeout to set up a game-winning field goal. Andrew has a great kicker.
A great kicker. That was his 3rd field goal of the game.
Right.
He had kicked a 55-yarder, a 40-yarder, and the game winner. Field goals are big.
It's big. You got to have a kicker. You got to have a
under
punter.
pressure.
He hit it. Won 30-29, and he advanced. Now, folks, that set up the divisional round. We had the number 3 seed Saints, Ephraim, traveling to Seattle to play Jamie, and Seattle Seahawks.
What an epic game.
Jamie should give me a base or something, because every time in the playoffs where he plays Ephraim, after I played him, he beats him. That's 2 times that Ephraim had to beat me and then play Jamie and lost. The one last year, Jamie played him in the wild card round, Ephraim beat him. So, I know we stole our own thunder without even going through the game telling you who won. But Jamie had a pass. Ephraim was winning. No, it would have been tied. Here it was. I'm gonna set up. The game was tied. Let me go.
It was 20-12.
It was 20
to 12. Jamie had the game won near the end of the game. Ephraim is inside his own 5-yard line. Jamie's looper had fell down in the end zone. He had a receiver. Some people say he should have just threw it away. He attempts a pass, interception. Jamie scores, gets a 2-point conversion. Now it's 20-20. You take it from here.
2020. Well, Ephraim had the punt with seconds left. Under seconds. Jamie gets the ball. 2020. Jamie is not one of the best passers. I would say he's about a
So he wasn't in
average
field
play.
goal range. He was on his side of the 50.
Yeah, it was about a 50-yard pass, maybe about a 40-something yard, 50-yard pass in the air.
Easy.
On the last play, Jamie got a man open. And we all there, we looking. I mean, it's pressure, but it's really not that much pressure because even if he missed, he know he's got overtime.
Right.
But it was still a little, clutch. He hits this pass, folks, and the guy's like in the end zone. He had to just run 2 yards, and he's in the end zone. Defeats Ephraim on the last play of the game. Jamie and his Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
And let me just say, yesterday, we had some trouble, some issues at Daly's. 2 of the air conditioners were down. He had a party, a big wedding, or a big anniversary party.
A couple of things he had going.
We're playing, these conditions were very hot.
Right.
Okay.
It was like
by the time Jamie threw that pass, he was almost butt naked. He was down to his wife beater and his shorts.
Oh, we were sweating. It was like
Everybody
one of them.
Was sweating.
Wasn't it like a church like down in South?
It was like
it was hot. It was
a Georgia church.
Right.
And you're in a pew with a wool suit on, just sweating.
The owner apologized if we said, "Look, it's fine." He said he had the air conditioner.
Intensity, you could have cut it with a knife at every game. So Jamie.
All right, Jamie advanced Saturday, folks. Now today is Sunday. And we're here at the pub. Al and Andrew decided they were supposed to play yesterday.
No, Al had to go because his daughter or sister
had
a party.
Right. But they were supposed to play. He was set to play.
Right.
All the games were going to be played.
Right.
Yesterday and today. But the league kind of took a stand and said, we're going to knock out all the old out-of-towners.
Right.
Because we were going to
it wasn't on purpose.
Well, no, we were going to fast forward our playoffs so Damon and Jim wouldn't have to come back again,
right?
And Darrell wouldn't have to come back if they kept winning. We were just going to keep going right into the championship. And today
laid plans didn't work out.
Right. Today we would have knew who was in the Super Bowl if Jim and Damon had kept winning.
Pretty much.
So they got knocked out. So we could take a deep breath. We could exhale and slow it down the way we used to playing it week to week. So Al and Andrew postponed their game to today. Those guys got a history of going at it. They have kind of like squashed their differences. Last few games been pretty good. Today's game was an epic battle.
Super Bowl type atmosphere.
It was unbelievable. It was play after play.
Greg King, Ernie helped out a little
everybody.
bit. Great game.
Great game. How about Jamie trying to bring out his tablet and trying to record? Jamie, you watching the show, you cannot record and scout a game like that. That ain't fair. Those guys didn't get a chance because they was reffing. So, I had to shut them down. I was like, get that camera out of here. You ain't Steve Sable. So the game was played. Jamie watched. So I don't know if he got film, just from what you watched, Jamie. But I wish you good luck. You in NFC West. I got to wish you well. It looks better for our division the further you go. Back to this game, NFC Divisional, Packers at Cowboys. Number 1 seed versus number 4 seed. Back and forth, like Stack said.
Drew first blood.
Right. Did he? With a field goal. He scored a field goal, Al scores a touchdown, and then they were just going back. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. We got to, what was the score? 28-24. Drew has the ball. Under a minute, no timeouts, and he's driving. Folks, he's hitting passes. His guys were getting open on the sidelines. He was dinging passes. His guys were getting out of bounds before Al could make the tackle. One time he threw a ball, completed in the field of play. Al tackled him. 10 seconds. Andrew gets lined up. Spike with 1 second left. 1 second about at the 40-yard line. He needs a touchdown. He lines up for one more play.
No, the score was 34-30.
30.
So it had to be a little bit higher at that point.
Right. That's what it was. 34-30.
Right.
Andrew lines up for one more play from about the 40-yard line, 40-something yard line.
Had a receiver open.
He had a receiver. 89, one of his star receivers, wide open in the end zone. And Andrew, you guys, you know Andrew is a laser sharp passer. He missed it.
Picked the wrong corner.
He picked the wrong corner. In our league,
and then
he
he had
picked four corners. He had a defender right behind him where he couldn't move him.
Right.
And that kind of proved to be deadly, where he couldn't get his proper lean and his routine of throwing the ball. Pass missed. They shook hands.
You guys saw the text thread. A lot of you guys are going to be watching this. Saw the text thread. Back and forth, back and forth. You felt like you were there. But let me tell you, if we'd have put this on stream, we could have sold copies of this tape as a how-to to play competitive electric football.
It was.
What a great game.
Guys were making plays. It was awesome.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to just go across the board and say most of the games, except for those AFC divisional games, were played at a high level. Like I say, I talked to Kern. I gave him a ride after the game. He just said he didn't have it, Right. And sometimes that happens.
It does.
You get up, he didn't have it. And Norris, like I said, it was hot. Norris is an older gentleman. You don't know if the heat took it out of him, but he didn't have it in his game against Creasy. So that set up, like I said, we got the 2 championship games. We got the number 1 seed, Cowboys in the NFC, going against the number 2 seed, Seahawks. They played early in the year.
That worked out.
Right. They played early in the year. Al beat them. I'm going to say Al is a slight favorite in this game in the championship. On the AFC side, you got the undisputed number 1, Ben Creasy Danes with his coach, going against Kenny King, who's been playing this league
AFC West champion.
AFC West champion, number 3 seed, going against the AFC South champ, Creasy. Kenny's been playing this league. He's about
Since
28
years old.
9 years. He's been playing this league 20 years
old. He played with men.
Right.
As a child. And Harold didn't coddle him. And he learned.
And he took a couple years off. He was in college. He was away in college.
Right.
But the kid's been playing basically 20 years in electric football.
Lights out.
Longer than any other thing he's been doing in his life.
Right.
You say work, having sex, whatever. He's been playing electric football longer than he's been doing anything. Longer than he's been in school. Okay? So he has the pedigree to do it.
Unfortunately,
Kenny, Willie, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, he's going up against a juggernaut. Ben Creasy Daniels, and here I'm stuttering again. Back to back to back.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now before we end our show. The Stack with Nat Show.
Oh, please don't put me on the spot.
Who you got? AFC Championship, who's going to the bowl?
Creasy's going back.
Okay. NFC Championship, Cowboys versus Seahawks, who's going to the Super Bowl?
Cowboys have been playing lights out. Looks like Cowboys.
Okay.
Colts.
Cowboys, Colts. 2 number 1 seeds. Okay, folks. 2-time champions in the league. Nobody has won the Super Bowl 3 times.
Ever.
So if Ed's smokestack prediction is correct, we can have our first 3-time champion in the league. Who wins it?
I don't know. I got to go back and study this, but it is very alluring to say 3 times champion. And, on paper, Creasy's got all the, the soldiers like a David and Goliath thing. But if you just look at the last 6 games that Al played, now he lost towards the end of the season to Ed Roach. But after that, he's been playing lights out. He hasn't lost. Took down 2 big dogs Friday night and today.
Right.
Okay, he is on fire. Okay. And he's not playing with house money. He's playing with pure passion and strategy.
Yeah. You just jabbering, Stack. Give me a winner. On the spot. I got the gun to your head. Creasy versus Al.
I say Creasy 17-14 over Al.
I'm going with Stack's prediction. I think Creasy will beat Kenny. I think Al will beat Jamie. And in the Super Bowl, I think Creasy pulls it out in the Super Bowl.
So there it is.
So, folks, there's our prediction.
That's it.
This is the
We're going on record.
We're going on record.
But we could be wrong.
We could. We don't know. We think we have a crystal ball. Folks, we'll be back with some more shows. We'll do our final power rankings.
Oh.
And you want to come out Super Bowl, June 20th. We're going to put on a show here at Daly's
Pro Bowl
Pub.
before the game.
Pro Bowl before the game. Absolutely. AFC versus NFC. The two losers of the conference championships will be the head coaches. We do our award ceremony. We have our dinner. It's going to be a great time.
I'll try to sneak my Peterson in there somehow.
Yeah, you had a bad season, Stan. I don't know how many Vikings going to make that Pro
Not too
Bowl.
many.
Right. Well, folks, that's the Stack with Nat show for you today. We're going to finish our cigar. We might go back in and have one more drink. Sorry we didn't have our drinks. We outside. Didn't have nothing for you. Stack with Nat show. We're going to see you on the other side. Peace.
Boom.
Boom. Thanks for watching.
26 minutes, not bad.